We're the Trailsmiths.
We're Christy and Tyson.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tina.
I'm Lori.
I'm Rocky.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is
Dawn.
Well, we're Jim and Michelle Fisher.
So I'm Shannon.
I'm Bobby.
Please tell me your names and your YouTube channel.
Hey there, we are Tiffany, and this is Howie.
Hello.
And we're the Trailsmiths.
Are you guys a full-time RVers?
We are. We've been full-time for about 3 years now.
What's your channel all about?
So we are actually new to YouTube. If we start our YouTube channel, that's going to be mostly about kind of how to RV, a lot of how-to videos, probably mostly focused on the things that we think are most important, such as maintenance. Howie is an RV technician. I'm an RV inspector, and it's just super important to us to help people understand that are out there doing it, that you really, there's things that you need to maintain that you might not know about. Your RV is so much different than your house. And so those are the things that we'll probably focus on.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and always have your RV inspected too.
Before you
when
buy,
you're looking at an RV.
we definitely think that's an important factor. Even if you're buying brand new, to have a third-party inspector come and check out the unit for you, make sure everything's working the way that it should.
So let me ask you, Howie, what's your contact information that if people are interested, and where do you normally service?
So I will service about a 60-mile radius from where we are. We are full-time, so we do move a lot. We try to stay stationary for about a month. Trailsmiths.com
Is where people can find us.
Is where you can find our location, our current location.
Yep. And if you find that we're in your area within about that 40 to 60 mile radius, you can call 405 Fix My RV.
Nice. What about you, Tiffany? I think you also do some type of...
I do inspections. And I also do training. So if you're new to RVing and you want just a little bit of help figuring out what your processes should be, or, you know, how do I use this or that on my RV, or how do I hitch up? Because those things you might learn in a 1 hour session at the dealership or the owner before you pick up the unit. But then when you're out using it, trying to use it, you don't always remember that later. So I'm available for that kind of training. To contact me, you would go to happytrailsrvservice.com, and that's where you can find me, or you can call Hip Happy RV. That's what my phone number spells.
Now, what kind of RV do you guys have?
Go ahead.
We have a 2021 Grand Design Momentum 397TH. We researched this unit for probably 3 years before we purchased it. And what made us pick it is the fact that we could get the Happy Jack set up into an office. So we could still
It's a
work
multi-purpose
full-time.
room.
Yes.
That really enabled me to be on the road. I was already working remotely, but now we could work remotely from anywhere by converting that area to an office. It's still usable as a bedroom. We also still can haul our ATV in there.
And we can get to our bathroom and our kitchen
refrigerator
with the slides in.
slides
And that was important to us as far as being able to travel long distances and not have to pull the slides out.
What is the one thing that you consider to be a must in your RV when you're selecting one? For you guys.
Comfortable seating.
Okay.
Comfortable bed.
Mattress Insider. We got a replacement mattress.
Our mattress, and we love it better than we love our Sleep Number at home. When we were at home.
Nice.
And we paid
a lot more, let's just say, for the Sleep Number that we don't love. Yeah, I think it's important to understand that when you're out using your RV, you're still going to want to come home, and you're still going to want a comfortable place to relax. Put your feet up.
Sure.
Absolutely. So then, what is the one thing you can do without, that you can care less, that's in your RV?
We insisted on having a convection microwave. I thought that was going to be so important to not use up propane when we're cooking. Because when you're plugged into an RV park, you want to take advantage of electric appliances as much as possible. But I find that we never use it. We got a really good stove in ours, and we just use that.
And if you want a good electric option as a substitute for cooking, we got a Pizzazz, and we cook everything on our Pizzazz. You can almost, literally everything.
Yeah. Anything frozen, we cook on that Pizzazz. So that is a great electric option.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So now you know that this video is going to be for those that are interested in first-time RVers.
Yes.
But they always want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm only going to ask one ugly question from you guys, and that is, what was the one worst thing that ever happened to you in your RV?
Well, we noticed some movement in our front of our nose cap, and our seams started separating at our fifth wheel. We have a fifth wheel, and it started shearing off screws and stuff. So we had to take it into a dealer to get it looked at, which was
It resulted in them finding a
process.
frame break, and that was a very long process. So
Wow.
just to kind of set expectations, you know, you're pulling these things down the road. It's an earthquake on wheels every time you move it. We were moving about every 2 weeks that first couple of years. We were 2 years in when we realized that we had that issue. And, you know, like I say, just to set expectations, things happen. And when they do happen, you're going to end up having to work with your dealership or possibly your manufacturer, and it just takes time. We were off the road for 5 months.
Wow.
So
and we still love our RV.
we do.
We wouldn't change
We
it.
do.
We wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, so good. So we understand things are going to happen, so that's good. It's all in your attitude and how to take it. At the moment, could be a little rough, right?
We had our days.
That's it. So then, one final question, and that is, what advice would you guys would give to somebody that's considering full-time RV living?
I think for me, it's setting the right expectation. I think a lot of people watch us on YouTube and see that, you know, it's a great lifestyle to have. And they get you just get so excited and you just want to get on the road. So you get your RV purchased. Maybe you have a tow vehicle or a tow that you've got ready to go. You want to move in and go. And my recommendation is to slow down in the beginning and really check your expectations, because things are going to go wrong, and you would probably prefer that they go wrong when you're closer to home. So I highly recommend a couple of what we call shakedown trips, where you go somewhere that's close enough to home. You test out everything, you kind of use it close to home, but you're still close enough that if something catastrophic happens and you have to be without that RV for a few months, you can push the pause button and you're not completely disrupted yet. So just something to keep in mind before you sell the house and might have to stay in a hotel long term.
And camping is not always hunky-dory. Sometimes we camp in basically just a parking lot.
Right.
But for us, it's about the location and the destination, and getting out of the RV and going and doing things in the area.
Right.
That is our draw to that area originally. And if you want the resort destinations, they have them.
Sure.
They're all over.
Some RV parks cater well to kids, and some don't have a lot of amenities, so your kids might get bored if you're not planning things outside of the RV.
Yeah, so plan ahead, plan accordingly.
Beautiful. Great. Well, thank you guys for this information, and happy camping. Or
Happy
should I say
trails.
happy RVing, right? All righty. What's your guys' name, and what's your YouTube channel?
We're Christy and Tyson, and we are with Forever RVing, and you can follow us on YouTube for lots of funny adventures.
So let me ask you, you guys are full-time RVers?
Not quite full time. We're most time.
Most time. Okay, that's good.
As much as possible. We'll put
All
it that
right.
way.
So how often do you go per month, or what would you say? Or per year?
Probably 50% of the time, at least. Sometimes 60 or 70. But
Okay. And how long have you been doing RVing?
we've been RVing between us really about all of our lives. We both grew up in families who, camped and had campers and traveled and did all these things. So we've pretty much been doing it our whole lives. And don't tell nobody, but we're about 50 years old. So.
You guys don't look it.
Thank you.
So then let me ask you this. What is your YouTube channel all about?
We go on different adventures. We like to have fun. We like to make people laugh. So we try not to do just the cliche videos. We try to make everyone laugh in our videos also. So our latest couple are pretty big hits. So check us out.
We like to just have fun.
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of RV you guys have at the moment?
We have a 2022 Fleetwood Frontier 36SS motorhome, Class A.
Class A. Nice. Why did you guys select that?
We like it because it's really easy to set up when you get places and really easy to pack up. You don't have to do all the unhooking and things that you do on a regular camper.
One of the things that's a great advantage is if we're traveling for multiple states and he gets tired of driving, we're able to just pull into a Flying J or a Love's or a Simple Stop to get a few hours of rest and then get back on the road. So it's super easy to be able to do that.
It carries enough water and generator power and things, so we don't really have to even hook up anywhere.
Nice. What do you have to? What kind of RV you had before?
We've had every kind.
A tent, a pop-up, travel trailer.
Travel trailers. We've had fifth wheel, and we had a Class A gas before this, and now we have a Class A diesel.
So you guys know what you guys are talking about then. Experience, right? You should, right?
The pluses and minuses of all of them. Yes.
Right. Beautiful. That's good that you guys are sharing your experience. So I'm going to ask you then, with all that knowledge and experience you guys are having, what is the one thing that was a must that you should have in your RV?
For me, it was the generator. Again, because we're able to be anywhere. We have literally showered, curled my hair, not his hair.
Don't have any.
Curled my hair, gotten completely ready in a gas station parking lot.
We do it sometimes, or a rest stop.
Yeah.
For me, it's just the ease of being able to get in and out and unhook and rehook easily. That's what the great thing about it. That's the best thing about it for me.
Yes,
Oh,
we're
I get you.
completely set up within 10 to 15 minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get you, Tyson. I tell you, that hookup is very important.
The older I get, the easier I want it to be.
Well, I thought you were 29 and holding.
Yeah, I'm close.
So then, that being said, what is the one thing that you could care less about in your RV that you could do without?
I'll talk on that one. The dining room table, because we are always outside, we're always on an adventure, we're always exploring the area, and sometimes we'll sit down and have breakfast together, but we could do without the dining room table.
Okay.
Yeah. You could put something else there that would be more, useful.
User friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, we know that this video is going to be for first-time RVers that are considering this. So they always want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to just ask one ugly question. And that is, what was one of the worst experience you guys ever had in RVing?
Well,
And you guys could each have one if you like.
recently we were leaving home, and we tow our Jeep Gladiator behind our RV, and we're going up the road, and all of a sudden I look in my side mirror, and the Jeep's actually coming beside me through the ditches, bouncing. It had broke loose, and fortunately we didn't get too much damage. The only damage we had really was a little scratch on the back of the RV. Other than that, we were pretty fortunate, but our hitch actually broke in half.
Wow.
My first response was to dive out of the door and try to save the Jeep.
Yeah. I'm
And he
grabbing
has
her.
me by the, don't, just let it go.
That would be funny. So you weren't taping it? You didn't get the video tape that?
No, we were in the middle of the highway, and our first thought was save the Jeep, save the RV, and
Wow.
we wish we would have.
That would have been funny.
Would have been, that would have got us some views.
Yes, it would have. Man, your heart. I'm just imagining where your heart must have been when that sucker is passing by. Say, hey, that looks just like ours.
Right.
And we had another
The
incident.
funniest
The
story.
funniest one was where we were actually at a campground down in South Carolina, and we just got there and we were checking in. I went on to the site. She went to go rent a golf cart, and I was unhooking the Jeep on fairly level ground. It had a little slope, but not very much. So I'm unhooking it, and whenever it's towed, it's in neutral. So I unhook it, and I'm folding up the hitch that connects, and I turn around, and the Jeep is going across 2 or 3 sites, bouncing. And I take off running, and this was early in the morning. So I take off running, and I'm chasing it, and my pants come down
Loses his
around my
pants.
ankles, and I'm trying to run, so it looked totally crazy. And I dove into the Jeep and pulled the emergency brake and stopped us.
I knew something was fishy because I kept calling him and saying, I'm so sorry it's taken me so long, but I know you need my help in setting up. He's like, no.
I didn't want her to know what I'd done.
Take your time. Everything's
I felt like
fine
an idiot.
here. Everything's fine.
But I can tell you, if you RV long enough, you're gonna have something
Something's gonna
happen.
happen.
It's gonna happen.
Another question. Did you get it on tape?
No.
No. But I guarantee it was on the cameras and the security
RV
footage. I'm
camera.
sure security had a great
This is a pretty
laugh.
fancy RV resort, so they probably had cameras.
Well, you guys are a hoot to be around. Did you guys get rid of that Jeep? It seems like that
Nope.
Jeep's
Oh no.
No, we still got it.
So then there's more to come.
Oh, definitely.
I'm
And
putting-
we'll be sure to get it on tape.
There you go.
We
That's funny.
need GoPros just stuck all around
There
the
you go.
RV.
Exactly.
With all the years of experience you guys have been doing, what advice could you give for those that are considering full-time RV living?
Just get out there and do it before time runs out, before you're not able to. Don't wait till your legs don't work or your hip doesn't work or your back doesn't work. Get out there and do it and enjoy life while you can.
He has a great saying that is, the money can be recovered, but the memories can never be replaced. So that's why we're here doing it now and worry about the rest later.
Beautiful. Very good advice. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done and to have this video created. So we'll see you guys in the next time.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
What are your guys' name and what's your YouTube channel?
Sure.
Well, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Tina, and we're adventuring with Jeff and Tina.
Are you guys full-time RVers?
No, we are anytime RVers.
Oh, I like that. So how often in a month or in a year do you guys RV?
I'd say what, three months a year, maybe 3 months a year.
And how long you guys been RVing?
So in an RV, we've been camping 30 years, but in an RV, we've been about 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Nice. So then what kind of RV do you guys have?
We have a 2021 Wildwood Heritage Glen 310 BHI.
Why'd you guys select that RV?
Well, why don't you tell them what you like about it?
Well, she selected because it was more like a fifth wheel. It
Yeah.
opens. It's got opposing slides where it makes you feel like the living room is much bigger.
Yeah.
And so
Big windows, which
that's-
is a thing for me.
So what's your channel all about?
Well, it's all about all things RV. So it focuses on our RV travels and
Trips.
trips. What we do for our upgrades. How we upgrade our RV, how we repair our RV. Because if you own one, you know that you're repairing.
So then what is the one thing that's a must-have for your RV?
Why don't you answer that one?
Oh, must thing. Well, if you want to save your marriage, you should probably have backup cameras. That's got to be part of your top 5, maybe top 10.
Yes. Yes.
What do you think, love?
A must-have for me. Really?
Hot shower?
No, I must have big windows. I have to have big windows.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, lots of windows.
And what is the one thing that you can care less that you can say, oh, I could do without in the RV?
For me, it's the washer and dryer prep. Since we don't full-time, and even if we did full-time.
But it's there if we need it.
Yeah, I like that I have it if I wanted it, but I don't really want to add the weight to my camper, and I also don't want to have another water source. So I could do without that.
Gotcha. So as you know, that this video is for those people that are wanting to become full-time RVers, and so they always want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ooh.
So I am going to ask one question. It's kind of ugly, just to kind of they can hear what's going on. So what has been the worst case scenario that you guys have experienced with your RV?
You should tell them that one.
It's an embarrassing one, but it could happen to anybody.
That's right.
We have a trailer that had a black pool.
A black valve.
That valve pool that was underneath where we couldn't see it. So when I pulled the gray and I pulled the one black, I thought everything was coming out fine. Well, we had friends that came over that camped with us that never camped before. This was their first time. She goes and uses the bathroom, then all of a sudden it comes up out of the toilet.
We had a poopsie.
We had a poopsie, oopsie, and but it turned out good because we learned where the valve was.
We learned where the second valve was,
So
and we
make
learned
sure you
never to
learn
do it
where your
again.
valves are.
So then, what advice would you give to people that are considering full-time RVing?
You want to really sit down and really think about what you're trying to accomplish. For Jeff and I, we thought we wanted to full-time RV. And then when we really thought about what are we trying to accomplish, it turned out that we didn't want a full-time RV. We just wanted to go and travel longer, farther distances without having the time stamp of your job making you be back at a certain time. So therefore, I needed a job change
Right.
and not necessarily to go full-time, but the opportunity to go longer time, a longer time. So I would say really know yourself and figure out what you're actually after in going full time, because you might find out that you may not like not having a home base. You know, you might need to have a time where you have a home base, you know, and go on 6-week trips or maybe a little longer. But the point really is,
and also too, because the biggest thing is your RV. So we suggest you maybe rent something.
so you would want to maybe rent. Before buying an RV, you may want to consider renting an RV, because we've done this. We've actually bought several RVs now, and it's only because we didn't know what we needed. And so once you figure out what you need, that's when you can decide to purchase.
And also base it on the
Or what's your preference?
Base it on the truck size you got.
Yes.
What are you pulling this thing with? Because
Yes.
that makes a difference in everything. You don't want to do it like we did. We
Yes.
bought an RV, started going down 95, and come to find out the truck they told us said it was fine, and it wasn't fine. So we ended
Right.
up buying a new truck.
Yeah, so you
bigger
want
truck.
to understand, just because your truck can tow it doesn't mean
It should-
that it's not going to be overweight, because payload matters. So we would say do your homework before buying an RV.
Absolutely.
Figure out what kind of RV you're even looking for, but factor in what kind of RV you're looking for as to the size of your truck. So you should not look beyond that.
Beautiful. Good advice, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
And
us.
hopefully this will be very helpful for somebody that's considering getting into the RV life.
Yes, get into the RV life. Whether it's as a
Absolutely.
weekender
That's awesome.
or a any timer or an all the timer or full timer.
That's it, because you get to meet folks just like these.
Yes.
Alrighty. Have a good one.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
What's your guys' name and what's your YouTube channel?
I'm Lori,
I'm Rocky.
and we are While We Still Can.
Ooh, nice name. Why you
betcha.
still can. Are you guys full-time RVers?
We call ourselves most of the time. So we've been on the road since August this trip. So we're home maybe 2 months out of the year, and that's about it. And we're selling our home in May to become full-timers.
What kind of RV do you guys own?
We have a Brinkley. Was that the 3500?
The G3500.
The G3500.
Bet. Why do we have a toy hauler?
Motorcycles.
Ah, your toys.
Yes, our toys. We both ride motorcycles, and we have e-bikes as well.
Nice. So it'll carry all that then.
Yep.
Okay. So then, what is the one thing that it's a must to have in your RV?
For us, it's the patio. I really love the patio. And it would be storage, I think.
Storage is, the basement is a big thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you got plenty of storage then, right?
Yeah.
With the Brinkley, we do, absolutely. There's plenty of storage.
Okay. And then what's the one thing that you can care less in your unit that you don't, that hey, why it's there?
Well, we talked about this, and in our current rig, we have 3 TVs. So there's one in the front, there's one in the main living area, and there's one in the garage. And the 2 that are in the bedroom and the garage, we don't use. So we don't need all those TVs. Just one is good enough.
Again, as you know, that we're doing this video for those that are thinking about becoming full-time RVers. So a little bit about the ugly part. What was the one worst situation that you guys had while RVing?
Okay, I just want you to know that this is our 10th mode of RVing. Okay, so we've had tents, truck campers, pull behinds, fifth wheels. The only thing we haven't had is an A, and we haven't had a Super C or a B, which is actually C. The worst thing that happened to us, and I'm not going to name names, but our last rig basically fell apart, the frame. And you could tell because all the cabinetry was falling apart, the walls were starting to spread away from the frame. That's the worst thing that's happened.
Was it something that you saw beforehand that was falling apart, or just happened?
No, here's what happened is it was about 8 months after we bought it, and it was brand new. So I laid down in bed and I looked up, and there was a crack about this long in the cabinetry above my head. And then I opened the door to look in there, and the back end was blown out of it, and you could see the lights in there and stuff. And from there, things just progressed with, you could see the walls were moving, scrapes by the cabinetry. So watch your cabinetry, make sure there's no scrapes on the wall. Look at your wall joints, make sure there's no separation. And if it's continuing to separate, you're gonna wanna do something about it.
Was it a fifth wheel?
Yes,
Was it a tow behind?
toy
It was a toy hauler. So at least that's good to know within that toy hauler to kind of have an idea. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I know you guys are being generous, not to name out the company, but you know, we are trying to help our folks out, and you know, all units
They're all going to have their issues.
Exactly.
I don't care who you are. So that would be my biggest piece of advice for someone who's getting into it. Have a little mechanical background, or be willing to fix your rig yourself. Because right now, everybody's so busy and so many people are RVing now. It's like the thing to do, that if you have to take your rig in for repairs at the dealer, it's going to be gone for a while potentially. So you want to try to fix those things yourself, even if it's a warranty issue. See if you can do that. If you go to the NRVTA training, that would really help you.
Good advice, because I know that I've heard, again, like you said, get on the forums. I've heard some people's been in a hotel 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things is if you're pulling a fifth wheel, if you have a good hitch, it's going to make all the difference in the world. We got the Gen Y on the Brinkley, and when you go over the bridge transitions, I mean, difference is night and day. And if they're pounding hard, it's like a press. It's just going to bust everything apart.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually what I did is I got rid of my Kingpin and put a gooseneck on there. You know, because I've seen too many stories about people's tailgates being crushed and all.
Suspension and the hitch is the biggest thing.
Gotcha. So then I know you already gave a little bit of a tip, but overall, what would you say to someone that's considering getting into full-time RV life? I know you already gave one. Any more?
For us, because we feel more comfortable with having a home base, we are selling our home, but we, about 1.5 years ago, bought an RV lot in Blairsville, Georgia, because we love that area. So if we need somewhere to sit still and be still for a while, we can go there. Also, our children all have houses that we could potentially park at if there's some serious medical issue that we need to deal with. So we have Plan B and Plan C.
So that lot that you have, you can ultimately rent it out when you're not there?
Yes.
And that's why it's important to have more children so you can have a place to stay at, right?
And make sure they buy their house.
That's right. Okay, beautiful. Well, guys, thank you so much. And, you know, make sure to follow their channel, guys. You know, they really have some information that we all can use. So we'll post their channel right here on our video. And so, again, you mentioned your YouTube video.
Yep, it's while we still can, and we want you guys to get out there and do it while you still can. Don't wait and say, you know what, maybe in 5 years. Do it now, because you don't know what tomorrow can bring.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please tell me your names and what's your YouTube channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is
Dawn.
And we have a daughter, 18, whose name is Caitlin, and we are Nutin Adventure Nuthin Gained.
I love your YouTube channel name. Are you guys full-time RVers?
We do full-time.
Do you? For how long? How long you guys been RVing?
Almost 3 full years. April will be 3 years.
And so what kind of RV do you guys have at the moment?
We have an Alliance 2023 43 V13.
Okay.
Pulled by a Ford Dually F350.
And he forgot the best part, the Valor toy hauler.
And why? Why did you guys select that RV?
We were actually very close to getting a Grand Design toy hauler, and strangely enough, Todd Knitzer from Switch It Up was in the process of purchasing their Grand Design and said, would you buy the Grand Design or would you buy the Alliance, the Valor? And we'd never heard of it. And then we started doing research and we found out about the owners and the people that build the trailer, and they have a different attitude, they have a different process, and most importantly, they're open. So we were actually trying to get to the Hershey show. Don went on the Alliance Facebook page and said, you know, how long will you honor the prices for the Hershey show? This is in 21, early 22. And she got a text, give me your number, and the owner of the company called her personally and said, I will honor the price as long as you want. So that was kind of impressive to have that kind of contact and interaction with the company. And if you do your research online, you'll find out that Alliance is probably the best customer service based company out there for RVs, and it's all due to the brothers Ryan and Coley, and a guy by the name of Bill Martin who runs the whole customer service department. They're pretty good. So we chose that. They're built different, they're built better, I think, and they're really great trailers and really great service.
And having the owner call you, that must have impressed you. galore, right?
The day we bought our rig, and we bought it here in 2022, so this is our third time here. Both Ryan and Coley, the owners, came by and gave us their business cards with their cell numbers and their home numbers written on the back.
Wow, that's impressive.
Try that with Thor or Winnebago.
What is the one thing that it's a must-have for your RV?
I'm going to let her say that because it's her RV. I'm the Sherpa and the chauffeur.
Understood.
There are lots of things that I feel are must-haves, but right now we are quite enjoying the ice machine.
The ice machine.
And so
Costco,
we
ice
went
maker.
to Costco. We have a countertop ice machine. We don't have a washer and dryer. We had friends that had an accident with their brand new Grand Design, and I was like, yeah, I don't need that worry. I don't need that stress. So.
And we do laundromats. We can do 3 weeks of laundry in 2 hours.
And,
You pull in, you take over 20 machines, and you get in, you get out, and you get done. And when you're RVing full time, that's probably the best way to get it done. We have a friend now that they have a washer and dryer in their rig, and they're constantly doing small little loads of laundry. And we boondock a lot, so we have 100 gallons of fresh water. That doesn't go very far if you're doing laundry with your washing machine and your water on board.
So that was probably the frivolous, what do I need to have? But the most important thing, I think everyone needs the opportunity to be mobile. And in order to do that, you need solar and batteries and storage for your energy, because paying 100 plus a night for an RV park at some of the spots, especially in Florida during the wintertime, that's not feasible for everyone. And we're firm believers in, you don't have to be rich to do this lifestyle. You can do it, with simple, middle class pay. You don't need to have all that. And so by having the solar and the batteries, that's one thing that I don't think we would be able to do without.
Yeah.
Very nice advice.
Our Battleborns, we're sponsored by Battleborn, so we actually have 3 GC3 game changer batteries. So we have 810 amp hours of battery power, and that makes all the difference for being able to boondock. And it's nice if you're really tired, you just pull over to the side of the road at a truck stop or a Walmart. We like Walmarts because Walmarts don't have any big trees in the way, and we're a full profile fifth wheel, so running trees over is a pretty easy thing at Cracker Barrels and things like that. There are a few that are open, and having the ability to have that power, not have to start the generator, run the air conditioner or the heater, it just works out. So we're really appreciative to be able to boondock like that.
What is the one thing you can do without in your unit that you can just care less about?
Well, I asked her if I could say the 18-year-old, but she slapped me, so I guess we can't do without the 18-year-old.
I was wondering why that shiner was on your... No, but if you do that, who's going to take care of the dishes if you get rid of the 18-year-old?
See, she's supposed to be doing dishes.
I get it.
I think the one thing that we could do without in the RV, boy, I know what it is. The one thing we can do without is the stock RV mattress on our king-size bed.
Yes.
We can do without that
We could do
in a
without
heartbeat, and we did.
Yeah, that's a norm. Everybody just changed it out. I did.
Yep.
I got a sleep number. As you know, this video is catered to those that are interested in being in full-time RVers for the first time. So they like to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I do have one ugly question to ask. What was one of the worst occasion that you guys had in your RV?
Well, we mentioned Walmarts, and we were coming down. We went to a Walmart parking lot that was also right next to a Sam's Club. And there was a huge parking lot, and we parked right between the two of them. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, the crew getting off from the Sam's Club knocked on the door and said, "We don't boondock, you have to move to Walmart." And I literally moved about 75 feet to the right to be in the Walmart parking lot. And that was probably the worst experience. But as far as the rest of it goes, I don't know. What do you think your worst experience is? Getting stuck in Texas when it's freezing outside?
Yes, so last winter we spent it in Texas, and we experienced -9. And we had a brand new rig, and we were trying to stay warm without...
An outrageous electrical bill.
Yeah, because we were there for a couple months. We were paying electrical at the RV park, And so the local hardware stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, had run out of space heaters.
Yep.
So we were surviving off of one space heater and our propane, and we were going through 2
7-gallon tank a day.
Yeah,
a
day.
But we were in Texas,
cold.
so it wasn't too bad.
But I think that was probably one of the worst things. You know, we all had these thoughts and second guesses that maybe we didn't want to do this when we started, but we had always planned on doing this at some point. We'd been talking about it for at least 10 years. And when it came time, when COVID hit, we just said, well, why are we waiting for? Let's just go. So you can do it. You don't have to be ultra rich.
You can do that
on
your income. So you just have to figure out, what you want to spend every month on your RV, where you want to go, what you want to do,
and what's your budget, and live off your budget.
The big thing about this is that it's easy to actually get out there and RV, and you hear a lot of people start talking about weekend warriors. So you start out as a weekend warrior. You find a trailer on Facebook Marketplace. That's where we bought our first trailer, and you start taking it out and you start learning the things that you need to learn to go further and to go longer. How do you take Navy showers? What's your shower head going to be? What do you do as far as cooking goes? Do you cook in the trailer? Do you cook outside the trailer? Do you have a barbecue? How much storage do you have in your refrigerator? This little unit we're in right here only has that's probably an 8 cubic foot refrigerator. That will be good for about 3 days. So you plan on going to the store every 3 days to replenish. We have a double door residential style refrigerator with 2 drawers of freezer. That's good for 2 weeks. So you just start going out and learning what you want to do. So take the chance, get out there, just get the RV and start going, start making those memories, because once you start, you can't stop. Whether it's a weekend warrior thing or you decide to go like us and join the road and be full-time, where you spend your summers in the north where it's nice and cool, and you come down to Florida, because last year I broke my rule, which is no heated water hoses to have water. I have one, but I don't ever want to use it again. So that's why we're in Florida, and we had to be here for all of our friends and family for the 3rd time we've been to the Tampa RV show. If you haven't been, you need to put it on your bucket list and come down and see all the trailers. If you're looking for a trailer, I guarantee you there's one here that's going to call out your name just to ask her, because we showed up with a trailer we'd had 10 months and we ended up leaving with a brand new Valor.
So Kevin, how many days do you need to be here to go through the show?
I would say 3 days.
Because 2 days is not enough.
No.
It's just too much
There's
stuff.
things, I want to go back and look at this. I want to go back and look at
Well,
this.
there's so many vendors.
Yeah. And then you narrow it down, because that's what
Right.
we did for the first few years. So we took time. So listen, guys, thank you. You guys already answered the last question and advice, and great advice. It's just a matter, like you said, and I say, just do it.
And Clem's picked up a camera because you're watching his channel. We have a channel, as you're going to find out, and hopefully you follow us and like, subscribe, and share. But a guy, on the very first time we were here, I think we had less than 400 subscribers, and he came up and he goes, "Kevin," and I'm like, "Are you talking to me?" He goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How's it going?" He goes, "I'm one of your subscribers out of less than 400 here." That's really cool. He goes, "Do you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Have you seen my videos?" "Of course I don't know what I'm doing." He goes, "No, it's about your daughter." And he said, "You're making memories for her." Well, yeah. So get out on the road and make those memories for your family. Show your family where you've been. Show your family what you're doing. We've got a great set of people parked right next to us, Caleb, and he's an airline pilot for Delta, and his wife and their 2 little kids. They're full-time in it, and the reason they're full-time is he wants them to be educated by their mom. She's a teacher, so they're going to learn from her, and then more importantly, they're going to be able to go out and see the things. And once you start seeing those things, and experiencing it with your kids, or just doing it for yourselves and putting it on YouTube so that your family can see where you're at, it's forever. As long as the internet's around, someone will be able to find those videos. So Caitlin will be able to show her grandkids what she was doing when she was 16 years old running around Yellowstone National Park. So get out, make the memories, don't wait. Start today, get a rig, get out on the road. I don't care if it's a tent, because we started out in tents. Just go out and see this great, wonderful country of ours.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Guys,
you.
have a good
Thanks for
one.
having us.
We'll see you in the next
All
one.
right.
Who are you guys, and what's your YouTube channel?
Well, we're Jim and Michelle Fisher, and our YouTube channel is Airstreamer.
Are you guys full-timers?
Yes.
For how long?
September of 2023 is when we started.
So what is your channel all about?
We are about, as we say it, traveling the road less traveled, going across the USA in our Airstream and trying to explore new places, places new to us, and places that people may find interesting.
We also do, Jim does a lot of maintenance and repair. He's very handy, so he does a lot of videos on how to fix things.
Yes.
And I know that the name of your YouTube channel kind of gives it away, but what kind of RV do you have? Because, you know, some people, this is their first time, and they want to perhaps get into it full time, and they're not sure exactly what, you know, we say all these names, but they don't know what it looks like.
Right.
So what kind of RV do you guys have?
Well, we have an Airstream travel trailer, which is one of those space age looking rounded aluminum travel trailers. It's 28 feet long. In fact, it's the Airstream International Serenity 28.
And why did you guys select that for full-time living?
Well, we retired and we sold our house and sold everything. So this is kind of an investment. It's our home, and we really don't have an exit plan. So we wanted something that would hold its value, that would be really good quality, and that, you know, maybe would last a long time. So.
What is the one thing that it's a must-have for your RV that you love?
Absolute must-have for our RV is
A bathroom.
a bathroom. So that actually was in the selection criteria. That was part of it. Is that I don't want to. I'm too old to wander off to a bathhouse in the middle of the night. So we had to have onboard bath. It's just what they call a split bath. So the sink and toilet is on one side and the shower's on the other.
So then what is the one thing that you can really care less about what's in your RV?
We talked about that. We don't have a microwave, and we don't miss it. I know a lot of people want a microwave in their camper, but we actually opted to not have it. We wanted an oven to be able to cook in the oven, bake in the oven. So, and we don't miss it.
Knowing that this is a video for first-time RVers that they're planning on being full-time living, what was one of the worst scenarios in your RV life that happened that was the worst with the RV?
What do you think? Okay, because I would say the tire.
Oh.
Yeah, we had, because we bought a used Airstream, so it was a couple years old, so it became time that we put all 4 new tires on it, because they don't last forever. So they were about 5 years old, 6 years old. It's time to put new tires. So we put 4 new shoes on the Airstream, and it wasn't 5 weeks later that we actually drove over a lag screw, a huge lag screw in the road somewhere. And so we were actually pulling into our site, and we were walking around the site and trying to see how we're going to park. We always discuss it beforehand. And Michelle said, that thing on the dashboard is making all kinds of noise. And it was a TPS. And so it was letting us know that the tire was flat. So I had to, in the campground, then chalk everything up, jack the trailer up, pull the tire, and take it back to a tire dealer. And luckily we had a warranty on the tire. So we were able to get a brand new tire on it for free. But that was nice. But that was probably so far the most difficult thing. We haven't been in any real danger or anything yet.
What would be something that you would say to those that are considering full-time living in an RV? What would be an advice that you guys would give them?
I would say we've run into a lot of people who are full-timing, and many of them have put some of their things in storage. They're paying for storage to keep their stuff, and they have regret over that. And they're paying for the stuff to be stored. At some point, they still have to go back and deal with it. So I think my advice would be just bite the bullet and get rid of it.
Deal with it.
That's what we did. Deal with it, and then it's over. And everything is dispersed, and you have the freedom, and the weight is lifted, and you're not paying to keep your stuff.
Yeah, you're not buying your stuff over and over and over.
Great suggestion. So guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Please tell us your names and your YouTube channel.
So I'm Shannon.
I'm Bobby.
And we're Snorkels and Snowpants. We actually aren't on YouTube right now, but we have an Instagram and a blog.
How do you guys come up with that name?
So it started on a moving box. I moved from Tampa to Chicago for him. And I had my snorkels and my snowpants in one box, and it just stuck.
Are you guys full-time RVers?
We full-time for over 2.5 years now.
What's your Instagram channel all about?
So we focus on outdoor adventures, hiking, anything related to the outdoors. We do skydiving, whitewater rafting, lots of hikes, national parks, and then we also do some first-time RVer tips, and even for people that have been on the road for a while.
What kind of RV do you have?
So we have a 35-foot Grand Design Transcend travel trailer, tow behind.
Why did you select that RV?
So with that one, I mean, you got so many different ones, and unfortunately, none of them had offices, and that's the one bad thing is you look at models nowadays, you might have one or two, but we saw the bunkhouse in the back. We don't have kids, so it's like, let's tear out the bed. I had made it into a whole office, put some sound dampening stuff on, and I think also we like the shoe rack in there too. So.
What is the one thing that it's a must-have in your RV?
Go ahead. All right. So from with the RV, a must-have, even if we went to go upgrade, would have to be Starlink. Technology-wise, I mean, it's amazing with what we have nowadays, how we can stay connected and just wherever you go. But if you're not looking for technology, I would say bed. How many times those mattress, you get, and they're like so thin. So a good bed is always good because it's not like you're camping on the ground anymore. You just be able to relax.
We changed out our mattress before we even started RVing. So.
Yeah.
So I guess the one thing I would add to must-have would be an air fryer and an Instapot.
Yeah.
What is the one thing you can do without?
I would have to say the oven. We hardly use the oven because the oven is like, it is horrible. I mean, I don't know why they don't like just turn it into a cooktop with a wine rack on the bottom. I don't know. I thought you said one. I forgot. There was one other thing. That marriage. You listen and it's like you forget. It's like that's what
I guess that's it.
She was good. She actually bought me a gun for a wedding present, and it's engraved with our wedding date, so I never forget. Sort of.
What was the one worst thing that ever happened to you with the RV?
Luckily, we've done a lot of research, and we have not had any major downfalls. I mean, I would say the oven has probably been like the one worst thing because you could hardly use it. It took me 40 minutes to cook a Jack's thin pizza. It was ridiculous, but we've stayed up to date with all of our maintenance. I mean, I've had a squeaky floor for a little bit that just started, but it's no killer. But there's been no issues because, of course, once you maintain anything, just like a house, you're going to have no issues. I'm sure down the road we might have something, hopefully not.
What advice would you give to people that are considering getting into full-time RVing?
Go for it.
I mean, honestly, and I was thinking about this, if you tent camp at all, then you could already do it. If you even if you haven't camped, you could go rent a trailer, go rent an RV for a long weekend, and go give it a shot. I mean, the hardest thing I would have to say is purging. Once you get rid of all your stuff, I mean, we cheated. We got a piece of property to store all of our extra items in, but it's worth it. Even if just do it for like a month or a year or something, it's totally worth it.
And definitely do your research. Like the Facebook groups for different models are so helpful. You'll get real feedback, see what the issues are. It's just a great resource.
And the community. The community is amazing. Just the people you connect with, so helpful. It's worth it. Even if you do it for a year, you get a lifetime of friends.
Thank you very much for letting us to get to know you a little bit better. What's the name of your Instagram channel?
Snorkels and Snowpants.